it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, a recent reads video. First is the second volume in Hooky by Miriam Bonastre. It's a graphic novel. And I think I love this second book even more than the first. Another chunky looking read, yet flew through it and finished it so fast. This still has that cute look to it, and there were still those cute moments. But this one got even darker at times than the first one, and I just loved it so much. Great core of friendship and family continuing here with some great underlying themes and messages woven in as well. I just cannot wait for that third book. I'm so excited for it to come out. And another stunning cover and art, and this one again by the author. It's just, I love it so much. Highly recommend. And then continuing with my winter reads, I read a book I've had forever, and I'm happy I finally read it. The Adventures of Lettie Peppercorn by Gayton. Also beautiful full-page illustrations sprinkled throughout. This really blew me away with the atmosphere and magic system especially, and I had such a great time reading this. I love the magic or alchemy of the story, the snow and everything about it, the merchant and his backstory, as well as Lettie and her family's own backstory. So many amazing details that went into making up this incredible story. Noah's character was also such a fascinating aspect of this. Everything about him, his ship, and even the ending with his part of the conclusion, so good. The two guests from the inn are equal parts horrible and fascinating. Periwinkle may have my heart though. A great winter read for sure as well. Highly atmospheric, imaginative, magical, heartwarming read. Just highly recommend. And then I read the advanced reader's copy of Faye and the Moon. That says by Franco and Catherine and Sarah Satrun. And Little Bee Books had sent me this, and this is out now. Beautiful art. This was just such a fun, heartwarming, quick graphic novel read. There's loss, grief, hope, monsters, folklore, love, and adventure in here and more. Faye is such an endearing main character, and you root for her the whole way. Love the twist in here and the ending. Such a charming read full of beautiful illustrations, and I just had such a fun time with it. And then I read the second in the Jane Doe Chronicles, Jane Doe and the Key of All Souls by Jeremy Lachlan. It's a naked hardback. I hate the few times this has happened, but here we are again. I love the first book so much, and this book immediately follows the ending of that one. Even though the main character's point of view never once said the Lord's name in vain in the first book, she has to say it like all the time, constantly in this one. I think the total number it was said in here was 36. What kills me is when a character would be about to say a lower level cuss word, and like I've said, I call it that because it's like the local channels, it's the cuss words they're allowed to say on there now, or have been for a while, I guess. Like the character would get cut off from saying it, like that was too, no, you can't say that. And I'm like, but you can say GD. I love so much about the story and writing, and I'm just so disappointed. It's just so unnecessary. So I won't recommend it because of that, and I didn't give it a star rating on Goodreads, so. Okay, editing Bell here. I think I mentioned it before, but my recent reads where I got so behind, a lot of the videos I filmed a while before they were posted. Like this one I filmed the middle or end of March. And since then, the author had commented on this review on Instagram. I didn't tag him because anything, unless they search for it, I don't think they want to read. I'm not going to tag them so they can see me be mean, because it's what I feel like I'm being mean, but I'm being honest. But he saw it, and he said that the God, he doesn't know if it helps, but the God is not the Christian God she's referring to. But to me, that word is that word. So it just, I don't like it. But he also said that the first book probably didn't have it in it because I probably read the US edition, which I did. So her all of a sudden starting to say it in book 2, which is an Australian edition. That's why, because he said the first book she said it probably more than she does in the second book in the Australian edition. But in the US editions, she doesn't say it. So I went back and gave it a rating on Goodreads and said I recommend it the US edition only, because I'm still not going to recommend a copy even if she's not referring to the Christian God that has that word in it. So I do that. I do recommend the US edition of these books so far. So I just wanted to edit that in here. So the US editions don't he says, I know the first one didn't, and he says so the second one also doesn't. So I do recommend those. So I wanted to edit that in and put that in here. And continuing with my sequels I read, Gravebooks, the sequel to Nightbooks by J.A. White. This was such a great sequel. I love being back with Alex and Yasmin so much. We see old threats, new witches, new terrifying villains, and a horrifying new plot for our characters. Lenore still has my heart. I love her so much. The mystery and danger start from the word go in this, and I love the direction it took and all the details about it. Can't say a lot. The new villain was terrifying in different ways than our last villain, maybe even more so. Had a great time being back in this story and world. I love that Alex's stories were sprinkled throughout this one again as well, just like Nightbooks. Also like the little twist with the stories at the end. I might have liked the first book more, but this was still so great. I'm continuing on my graphic novel reads. Mel the Chosen by Rachele Aragno. This is a magical story with great underlying messages, like great messages about being careful what you wish for, wanting to grow up too soon, wishing away years of your life, and more. However, I couldn't stand Mel, and I just stayed irritated the whole book because of her. The story is also a little scattered and confusing at times, but the artwork by the author is so beautiful, and I really love that and enjoyed seeing it. And there's so many great side characters that are just enjoyable, so. And then the author has sent me an arc of the second book, so I bought the first book so I could read it before I read that one, of course. It's part of the Wright Detective series. This is The Mysterious Locker Notes by Kelly Swan Taylor. And this was such a fun read that gave me the same vibes and feelings I had when I was reading The Babysitter's Club growing up. I love this town too. It's written with the amazing, cozy, small town vibes. All the characters are so great, and all the girls are each dealing with something in their own lives. Another main character that gets on my nerves. But it's like Tessa thinks a new baby sibling on the way is the most important and horrible thing above anyone else's. I love Tessa except when she was home around her mom or talking or thinking about her new baby brother on the way. At those times, I couldn't stand her. She sounded like a spoiled brat, was horrible to her mom especially. Her parents were even kissing her butt, so apologetic to her, and spoiling her even more, which was ridiculous. I understand being upset by a big change to come, but wow. I would have got knocked into next week, and I didn't get beat by my mom or anything, don't take it like that, but I would have, no. Like, her parents, it's later in life for them, and they have careers, and they're struggling with this too. It's hard for them, and it's like she thinks she's the only one being affected, and she's so mean to her mom especially, like I said, and the way she described it, like in her room and her big, like she has everything you could ever want. Like this big tree house that has like a mini fridge, talking about putting an air conditioner in it, has bean bags and all these things. And it's like a little apartment. And she gets out of her huge canopy bed that has all these pillows in it, or it's described so amazingly. And she has everything she could ever want. And she's popular. She's on the track team. And she has these amazing friends. One whose parents are going through a divorce and it's like she can't do anything, and Tessa this is worse. So she was horrible with those, and I just wanted to shake her. I could keep going, but I'll stop. It just really irked me. Other than that, I love the mystery aspects and the friendships and the first crushes. Very charming, wholesome read for sure. And then I read the first book in the Sweet Hearts series, Harmony and Heartbreak by Kann. This is out now, and HarperCollins has sent me this. Thank you so much. And this was such a unique, heartwarming, magical story, and I loved it so much. I love the hotel location, the family, and these two cousins who are best friends. We alternate points of view between Rose and Cora, and I love that, as I usually do. They are both so different and have such different experiences with their tests. Every detail was so unique and imaginative in here. I love the whole idea of this magic system with matchmakers and how they can each also have a unique talents as well. Such a charming, magical, heartwarming read, like I said. There's light, wholesome crush, first romance, appropriate for middle grade readers as well. Love the ending, except one part I wish would have been a little different, but maybe it will be in the next book. You never know, which I can't wait for it to come out. Just highly recommend. I had such a fun time with this. And then I read the second book in the series, the companion series to the Seth Seppi trilogy. I don't know if there's going to be more, if it's just going to be these two books, but the second book is the latest one out by Nicki Thornton, The Poisoned Pie Mystery. And I love the second book so much. Nightshade is still the absolute best. This one alternates points of view between him, of course, and a character named Oakmoss, who is part of a new set of friends Nightshade makes on his journey. We also see a couple of fays from the original series as well, which I highly enjoyed. Can't say a lot, but I love this one so much. I can't even pick which I loved more, this or Howling Hag. Both are so good. Lots of mystery, magic, adventure, misadventures, villain with a dastardly plot, danger, food, and more. Great friendship at the core. Love the details that go into these, and love the ending of this one. Atmospheric, mysterious, magical, imaginative read for sure. Like I said, not sure if there'll be more, but I would love more. Just highly recommend. And lastly for this video, another graphic novel, Compass South by Hope Larson. And this is a beautiful graphic novel read. This was fast-paced and full of danger and suspense. There was a lot going on though, and some confusing aspects as well. I also didn't really like any of the main characters. But the art by Rebecca Mock is truly beautiful, and I really enjoyed that. Alright, now that's it for this video. It might be the most negative video I've ever had, and it leaves me feeling icky. But that's why I always say my review is my rating, because that's where I tell you what I like and don't like. But did you see any that you are excited about? Have you read any of them already? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.